Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, hi, I am Imani Simone. We have a lot to get into today, so we're going to jump right into it. Starting off episode 7, we have Chelsea and Jimmy. My only notes here are Chelsea, you need to stop being so gullible. This man has freely complimented everybody he has encountered, while you have to sit there and fish for a compliment. And I know he keeps trying to reassure you, but I truly believe it's only for the cameras. And as soon as he sees what Jessica looks like, he's going to leave you. But he's trying to keep the door open just in case you turn out to look better than Jessica. But that's the only thing you are, is a placeholder. Brittany and Kenneth do not look like they match. Like, if you stood them beside each other, you would not think they are a couple. They're just not looking like they go together. And it has nothing to do with race. It's just look at them beside each other. You would not think this is a couple or think this is a cute couple or anything if you saw them just walking on the street. In this scene, Kenneth starts to tell Brittany about the conversation he had with AD the other day. And I think that conversation really messed him up because he's never been with a white girl. I think he said he hasn't dated outside his race before. And so when AD brought up those concerns, I think it really triggered something in him, because I think that's when the change in him kind of started, and he kind of started getting distant. But it's 2024 and there are plenty of interracial couples, interracial children, so I don't think it is that big of a deal. I mean, especially for a black man to be with a white girl, we see it every second of every single day, so I mean, it's nothing to lose our minds over. So I thought they just blew it completely out of proportion. I also didn't like how they were just trying to make it seem like she was just going to be raising like a black kids, because they are half white. I think we need to stop negating the other half of a person, because they are two entities. So as long as she knows how to do their hair, I think she's good to go, because he can take over the spots where he needs to take over as a black man, of teaching them about their black culture. And AD almost was with a white guy, so I don't really understand her point of this conversation, because she never talked about... I mean, she did ask him, whatever the weird guy's name was, Mark, Matthew, whatever he was, she did ask him, like, how he felt about being with a black woman, but she never asked him, like, is your family okay with it? How would you raise black kids? So I'm not sure where she came from with this conversation. But yeah, so I think it was blown completely out of proportion. Let's just leave it alone. But I think that was like the turning point for Kenneth when it came to this relationship. I honestly thought Laura was just drunk the other day when she was trying to argue her point of view. But the fact that she has now had a whole night to sleep on it and sober up, and she is still talking about this bean dip situation being a joke, it is not a joke. Why are you an adult joking about bean dipping somebody? And if it was a joke, I can understand you telling him what happened in the pods. Maybe it's an inside joke between all the ladies. But once you explained it to him, that's where it should have stopped. And if it was a joke, you would have just been like, oh, I dare you to do it to somebody. It could have been one of the guys. Well, preferably one of the guys, preferably not one of the girls, because that is extremely weird. But the fact that you sat up there and specifically said AD is where it's not a joke. Because why did you specifically say her? You obviously wanted him to do it for a reason. A joke doesn't need a specific person for it to go against. That is now a dare. You're daring me to do this to this girl. But I wish you the best of luck, Laura, on that. You need to seek some help and get some self-awareness, because nobody thought that was funny. So nobody thought it was a joke. Only you, girl. In all honesty, Jeremy is the true comedian in this couple, Because there is no way, sir, you think y'all are a good couple, and at that, you think you're one of the top couples here. I skipped over Amy and Johnny's date because they're honestly just such a good couple that there's not really much to discuss about them. They are my favorite, but I am wondering how they will handle their first argument, so I'm interested to see that. Kenneth and Brittany have absolutely no chemistry. This date was so awkward to watch. Like, forced isn't even the right word. The dolphins are the most exciting thing, and your fiance is sitting in front of you in a bikini, and you're concerned about the stupid dolphins? Like, really? I'm sorry, could not marry somebody I cannot have a simple conversation with about the simple day. Like, the sun is shining. Are you having a good day? Every time she would ask him a question, it was such a short answer. It was like talking to a brick wall. And there's just no way nobody has ever told Kenneth that he's not affectionate, because the way he was acting, I'm like, this is how you act. This is your MO. Like, I don't understand, how do you act with somebody else? Because at that exact moment, if you have never heard that before, then you should have started thinking in your mind, what is different about this relationship, and why am I not showing affection to her? Or is it because they took sex off the table? Is he not used to that? Was he just doing it for her? And so now he doesn't know how to react because he doesn't want to do too much. But they were one of my favorites from the beginning, and now it just went downhill so fast. But I'm still partly going to blame AD's conversation, but at the same time, if he wanted to, he would. So obviously it was already in the back of his mind that he did not want to be with this girl. So he should have released her right here after Paradise. I also noted that the editors were super petty, playing that love song over their date. Y'all know good and well y'all do not need this love song for them. That is not how they feel. You should have been playing some womp 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 music. AD, did you feed Clay today? Because he was slamming that food back. Between this date and Kenneth and Brittany's date, I would have been ready to jump in the ocean and swim to safety. Why are all these dates so awkward? Like, AD's faces were just killing me. And their dates are always so awkward, and the conversation always just seems so off. But Clay just seems like so much more work than he is worth. Like, I understand he wants to do better, but you should have gotten work done and went to therapy before you came to get a wife and bring somebody else into your chaos. Because what are you actually going on about right now? You don't want to let me down. You have all these nervous feelings. Okay, you need to go work those out before you come try to find me. Like, what do you want me to do with this information? Why would you wait to try to work this out after we're already in the situation? So either you're going to figure it out really quick, or you're going to end up disappointing me. I can't. The immaturity is like an immature person who wants to grow up so fast, but they're just not there yet. So all the couples met back up again, and they were all just talking and seeing how their relationships are going now that they've been out of the pods. And I noted that while Johnny was talking to Laura, when he was talking about kids, he made a statement about waiting. And I noted that he really wanted to say, I'm trying to see if we go down the aisle together first and actually make it through this. Because I think he is a little bit worried by the fact that they haven't had an argument yet. I mean, I would, because at some point you're going to have an argument. So I think that's important to have now rather than wait until we get past the altar. And then you especially want to bring kids into that, because what if their first argument is explosive? I'm happy Jeremy said that is how Clay is, and that's not just like how he's treating AD. So that makes me happier and gives me a little bit hope for them, because I thought it was just the way he was acting towards her, and maybe there was not enough attraction there. Chelsea is way more into Jimmy than he will ever be into her. I just don't understand why. Like, every time they go out into public, if you listen to her talk in the next episode, when she's talking to her friends and everybody, she overcompensates. Like, I'm trying to figure out these descriptions that she's saying of him. Like, we're not seeing it in front of the camera. Like, where are all these good moments and everything? And it also might be for this particular scene that she's trying to overcompensate from the night before when he was complimenting all the other girls and not talking to her. So maybe she needs to prove a point like, oh, he does like me, look. But if you listen to her talk, just you can hear how she's overcompensating and just being so over dramatic about how he actually feels about her. And I don't understand how any of these couples are saying, I love you. Y'all have known each other for like a month. A month through a wall. And like a couple days in person. So to say I love you is a bit of a stretch. It's a very long stretch to me. Jeremy, you do not need to see Sarah. If you did not tell her what she needed to know in the pods, then guess what? She can watch the show with the rest of us. And she can find out what you actually thought about her. I don't understand why you feel like you need to speak to her. Why do you need to meet up with her? And why do y'all need to be friends? Y'all were not friends before this. You do not need to be friends with her. If you were friends before dating somebody, I can understand you going back and being friends with them. But the fact that y'all were complete strangers, you owe this girl nothing. You chose who you wanted. Now live in that decision. I really wish we could have seen all these good moments Chelsea and Jimmy keep talking about so we can get a better gauge on them as a couple. And I think they have very unrealistic standards. Like, they clearly have never talked to anybody. Well, actually, no, the both of them have lived with the opposite sex. So you should know it is very different to live with somebody. Right now, y'all are on vacation in a neutral space compared to at my house, I like things to be this way. And now you need to invite somebody else into your space who might like things a completely opposite way. So, but I'm so happy they have so much optimism for their connection and their relationship when they barely could get through life in paradise. Amy said she can't go through with the marriage if her dad doesn't approve, after literally saying her dad didn't approve of the process. So right now, her and Johnny are just living on a prayer and hope at this point, because I don't think your dad is going to change his mind if he expressed his feelings before you ever left. You bringing some random man to him is not going to make him change his feelings on the situation. Everybody meet Kenneth and the love of his life. I mean, his phone. I have never seen him so excited before. Like, the way he is connected to his phone, I would get so annoyed. At this point, girl, you didn't jump off the boat, but you can surely jump out the house window. Why is he just sitting there ignoring you like that? It is your first day living together, like, in an actual house that's supposed to signify the rest of your lives. And he's just ignoring you. Like, it is so weird. I understand you were gone for a month. Maybe you want to call your family, maybe call some friends. But this man was glued to this phone the whole time. And the whole trying to ask me questions while you're looking at a screen, I would not respond. I'm going to wait for you to put the phone down, because I'm not going to respond as you're clearly doing something else. Like, you're not paying attention to me. I would have been so livid with this man. Once again, Clay, you should have gone to therapy before coming here. What are you doing? And AD already said if she hears a red flag, she paints her nails red. Girl, we need to pick a new favorite color, because this man has told you in so many words he might possibly cheat on you. What are you talking about? Can I be with one person? It's not that hard to not cheat. Like, I don't understand why he thinks this is like a mental illness. Does he think it's a disease? You can choose to cheat or you can choose to not cheat. I don't care what you've seen. I don't care what your dad did. I don't care what you see from some random people in the media that you do not know. Sir, you do not know these people. Okay? You do not have to be like them. We see a lot of people in the news killing other people. Are we trying to aspire to be like them? No. So girl, that's a red flag. I mean, that's several red flags. That's me grabbing my purse and going ahead and just walking right out the door. Because you should have decided before you came here to find a wife if you can be with one person. Like, that is such a stupid question to be asking right now. It's a choice. And either you're going to make the choice to be with just one person, or you are going to make the choice to cheat. And I do not want to hear any excuses about, well, this happened in my childhood. I saw this from this person. No. This is all on you. So that was the end of episode 7. And we start episode 8 with AD and Clay. And this was the first time I saw Clay actually be mature with his house and everything. So I think there's a lot of potential there with Clay, but like I said, he needs to get therapy. And at this point, we do not work with potential. We should have been coming in here ready to go and ready for marriage. There's no working with potential. This is such a short process. I don't know why you came here unprepared for it. Jeremy, are you sure your mom did not come and clean that house before y'all got there? Like, it looks immaculate to be a man's house. All the guys were doing so well with their places, and then we got to Kenneth. Kenneth, what is this refrigerator in these cabinets? Like, you look like you're not surviving on your own. Cooking is such a basic necessity that we all need to live. Like, you don't even have any frozen things in there. One thing of juice, no eggs, no nothing. Brittany is not overthinking. There is a difference between having one off day and giving somebody grace. Kenneth has done a complete 360 and acting like she made it all up in her head. If you started off one way, then just stop. Yes, that is a concern. She only used that one example, but she is not talking about that one moment. There is a reason she brought it up. So don't gaslight her. And if you listen to him, he basically just said he's already tired of you. Like, in so many words. Like, I'm ready for you to go to work. I'm ready for me to go to work. And then I only see you for a few hours after work before we go to bed. So he's already to get away from you, girl. Would all the girls that were going after Jimmy please raise your hand? Like, it is confirmed at this point that Chelsea is over-exaggerating everything. Where are all these girls? He was only going after one other person. Only one other person was coming after you. Where are all these people that were coming after him? This man is not a catch. I haven't even seen anything in his personality that would help the fact that he looks like he's 40 at 27. So what are you talking about? You want to play up your relationship so bad to look so good. The man that everybody wanted, I got him. And I beat out the hot girl. Girl, nobody wants him. I don't even know why that girl wants him, but nobody wants him. She said that Jimmy saw a picture of Jessica. Now she doesn't know if it's messing with his mind. Girl, it 100% is. He came out ready to see a Megan Fox with no kids. And the real Megan Fox lookalike is the one with the child. It also doesn't help that another guy said that she looks like a Kardashian. So you said yourself that you look like Megan Fox, but this is coming from another man that this girl looks like a Kardashian. So of course he had to check it out. Are we going to glaze over what Jimmy just said? He said Jessica was the only one he had strong feelings for and was considering. Chelsea, you were the second choice. He only chose you because you did not have a child. If Jessica didn't have a child, he 100% would have chosen her in the first place. But he felt comforted in the fact that you were going to come out looking like his ideal type, and it was something he could work with. Also, Jimmy, where are your friends? Because she was way too ready to show you off to her friends. Johnny is the most stable guy here. He has a vision and goals. I love it. Once again, there are not a lot of notes about these two. Like, they're killing it compared to the other couples. Kenneth is an absolute hypocrite. You tell her not to judge you off of one singular moment. And that's exactly what you did for her. Like, why would you wake somebody up at 1:30 in the morning and you know they have to be up at 5 a.m. And it's not like she hasn't been trying to connect with you every single day and you are just ignoring her for that phone, and you decide 1:30 in the morning is the time that you need to do this when you know I got to be up at 5 a.m. Like, that is so rude. That would have made me mad. And so she's simply expressing her feelings to you. She was trying to say it in the nicest way possible, that you have completely changed since the pods and you were just so ready to just cut it off. So you took her one moment of expressing some feelings about how you were acting. You were ready to cut it off before. I think you were trying to push her to cut it off because you were way too ready. And I hope you find your person. Boy, shut up. And then you went right back to that phone. I hope you stumped your foot on the way out. I was actually in the first episode when y'all were at the house. I was hoping you fell down them stairs with that phone. Chelsea needs to be the next person to pack her bags and leave, but I doubt she will do that because she knows getting well, he's going to go right there to Jessica, and she does not want that. Because Chelsea, you should not have to beg for a kiss. Everybody has bitten their lip before. Sir, your lip did not fall off. You are okay. You can kiss somebody. Are you eating today? Then you're okay. Chelsea, stop crying. Why are you crying? This man, regardless if he means it or not, has gone out of his way to validate your feelings every single time. Also, I was right about Chelsea over-exaggerating everything, but you need to stop bringing up Jessica. I don't think he changed. He was always like this. You're just hyper aware now about the situation, but you were always kind of there as a placeholder because he's always had that EpiPen comment in the back of his mind. And after seeing you, I think he was thinking Jessica might be right, that she's the better looker. And if your fiance who you've already been intimate with at this point tells you he wants to cut back on sex, I'm sorry, girl, but he does not like you. He doesn't want to be with you. Jessica, you can do so much better than Jimmy. Like, he's 27 and he looks 40. If you're going to date somebody that looks 40, you might as well find a 40-year-old who looks good for his age and is well established. Why are we dating a 27-year-old who is already balding and looks like that? So when y'all get to 40, he's going to look god-awful. He's going to look god-awful. And obviously you are already mature for the life experiences you have had, and the fact that you have a child. You need somebody equally mature. So if you want to date somebody that looks 40, go ahead and date a 40-year-old. And he'll probably be way better and okay with you having a child already. Sarah and Jeremy might as well have just stayed together. Like, I know Sarah's wrong for the message, but obviously Jeremy is also wrong because he wanted to meet up with her anyways. So obviously there was something in her that felt like this would be okay. But Sarah, I would approve of the message if you had saw that they had broken up. But why did you feel the need to send this message while they're still together? Because obviously there is a possibility that they could work out. So why are you going to add that confusion to his mind? And also now he can see you. So did you want him to compare y'all's looks? Like, what did you want? Did you want to continue the conversation? Like, you knew that was going to cause trouble and confusion. So that was so wrong of you to do. Couldn't have been me, because I would have came and found you. I knew Jimmy was lying when he said Chelsea was his type. But also, how does he keep getting all these hot girls? Like, I'm not seeing the personality or the looks. And that was the end of episode 8. We start episode 9 with Chelsea and Jimmy, and they are honestly just living on a hope and a prayer at this point. I guarantee you, if Jessica accepted his friend request, he would have been out of there. But the fact that she didn't and he knows she's hot, he probably feels like she thought he was ugly, which is understandable, and that's why he retracted his friend request. I think Jeremy did the right thing with the message. He told her right away, had good intentions by hearting it. I understand you want to heart it, let her know you've seen it, and then leave her on red so it sends a message. but also I understand that women do read into things. I do find thumbs up to be a little bit more aggressive than a heart, but I do see the intention, and I mean, it's semantics at that point because he didn't have to tell you at all. And if you respond badly, he may never tell you anything else in the future. So Laura's parents just admitted to her being a brat in so many words, and they know she's a handful. They basically said, "Good luck, Jeremy." I think it is good when couples can banter with each other, but there is a point when it is too much. Like, you don't need to greet each other every day, "Hey, I hate you." Because you say it so much, it might become true. Why is Clay and AD having this conversation in front of his mom and sister? I cannot stand when people wait and try to bring things up in front of their family when we can talk about this in private. I do not need the input of your family. And I honestly wasn't even listening to anything Clay's mom had to say, knowing how her husband dogged her out. Like, I'm not listening to you unless I'm okay with having a horrible marriage and being unhappy and just grateful to have a husband that cheats on me. Like, oh no, you made it 26 years or whatever because you were willing to sit there and take everything that man was dishing out. I'm not listening to you, ma'am. That's not the type of marriage I want. So his mom was trying to get AD like acclimated to the men of the family and basically trying to tell her, "Girl, you're gonna have to suck it up like I sucked it up." But I don't think, well, you know what? Actually, AD will sit there because she's just going to continue to paint those nails red. So you know what? He found somebody just like his mom to just sit there and take it. So they'll make it probably 30 years. I do agree with Clay. Once she starts to work, she's going to be at the nightclub all night. And then when she gets home, she's probably just going to come and pass out. So it's not even going to matter. But I think AD might be low-key thinking, is he like his dad? Like, is he going on trips and cheating? Chelsea, stop lying to us. You are not secure in yourself, and you have not healed. She is constantly putting on a front for others. I think she's going to crumble when she realizes she is not his type, and he only keeps hot girls around. I thought it was funny that they brought up the fact that he has so many close girlfriends, because my mom had already said she thinks one of them had slept with him. I'm not going to say which one. I'll let you try to guess in the comments below. But that was interesting. Amy and Johnny are always a good vibe, but I still want to see them have this first argument because I think it is going to be explosive if they do not have it soon, because they're not going to know how to handle it and it's going to be out the blue. And it might just go ahead and deteriorate their relationship if they're not used to having arguments with each other. Jeremy just really played in our faces this whole scene. Like, sir, you know the cameras are rolling. We heard you already say you want to meet up with this girl. So there is no way you're trying to tell us that you were about to turn around. You weren't. You wanted to meet up with her. And then I thought about it as he kept going on. I was like, wait a second. The girls were in their dorms. The boys were in their dorms. So I can understand if the girls exchanged socials, but the way you're making it sound was that you were going to meet up with some guys from the pods. And one of the guys said, "Hey, Sarah Ann is here." How did she meet up with them? And how did she get connected with them when you were her number one? Like, she barely talked to the other guys. So, I mean, maybe they all met up. The rejects met up on the outside. But, like, were there other girls there? Because it sounded like it was just guys and Sarah Ann. So I would like to know, how did she get there? And also, how did everybody get all these socials? Like, are the producers being messy behind the scenes, giving it to certain people they know it'll cause drama for in their relationships? But that was a little discrepancy that I would like cleared up. Like, how did Sarah Ann get there exactly? And even if y'all went out somewhere in public and if you had your tracker on, sir, there's bathrooms, there's cars. Like, that means nothing to me. That proves nothing to me that nothing happened. And you were out from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. I want you to play in my face somewhere else, because what you said you needed to say was just answer her question of why you didn't choose her. I don't think it needs to be answered at all. Who cares at this point? I didn't choose you. That's all you need to know. But if you must tell her something. It did not take that many hours for you to tell her while your fiance is sitting at home. I would have walked out right then. I hope that's what she does. If I see y'all back together the next episode, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be mad because I'm going to go get y'all all colorblind tests because obviously we don't know what the color red is. Sir, y'all were not just talking. And it's the fact that you were so confident in, well, I had my tracker on. Sir, she can see the history on the trackers now. Like, you played yourself. You gave her your exact location for her to know. Y'all, I don't even understand. Y'all had no visuals to go off of. Only personality. So that means y'all don't know how to pick anybody based off personality. And you all have horrible personalities. I realized as the conversation went on that actually he accepted her friend request. And see, so in the beginning, I said he did well by hearting the message and leaving it at that. But why did you accept the follow request, sir? That completely defeats the purpose of the whole unanswering the message. That's still saying, hey, I'm open. I'm just going to pinpoint this right here. So there were never any other guys. It was just you and her the whole entire time. Y'all probably DM'd and met up. And that's the only logical thing I can think of, especially for that many hours, unless you can pull somebody from the pods, one of these so-called people that were supposed to be there, and tell them to my face what actually happened that night. Oh, or did you say you got a text message? Okay, I need to see the text message time-stamped of somebody telling you, hey, Sarah Ann's going to be here, and you saying, I think I might turn around. And you should have turned around, but you didn't. But that's because it's all a lie, and you're just sitting up here trying to save face, and you might as well just stop. That is my conclusion, and I'll see you for the next video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this episode. What was your favorite part? Do you think Clay has potential or not? Do you think Jeremy and Laura are going to stay together? And how do you think, who are they? Not Jimmy. How do you think Amy and Johnny are going to do with their first argument? We're not even worried about Chelsea and Jimmy. We know they're gone as soon as Jessica steps on the scene. But I'll see you next time.